About 2 hours ago, Spike Lee tweeted an image of Colin Kaepernick kneeling with the caption, "United we stand, a rally for Colin Kaepernick." It's set for Wednesday, August 23rd at the NFL's headquarters in New York. Spike added, "I did not organize and set up this protest. However, I still support my brother and his stance on the injustices in the USA." I'm joined once again by Rob Parker. Rob, what's your reaction?
I love this. And I'm going to say this, that oftentimes we hear about the pushback from NFL fans. It's about damn time the NFL recognizes that black people are fans of the game as well. They buy tickets, they watch the TV product. Black people make up 70% of the players on the field.
They do.
We count too. And if you're telling me that the white fans are upset and don't want to buy tickets and cancel their season tickets to go because Kaepernick is on the roster, then black people should get together and storm the NFL league office and let Roger Goodell and the 32 white owners know that we count. We have a voice. And this is wrong what they're doing to Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick. I cannot be more upset about what's happened because it's not right. He has not done anything wrong. And for whatever reason, we don't count. Our money's green. We bought the season tickets too. Go to an NFL game.
Buy jerseys.
Right, buy jerseys and all the hats and everything else that the other fans buy. We don't count. Our voice doesn't count. Why not?
I'm with you, Rob. I co-sign what you just said 1,000%. I'm glad to see that finally that we're, instead of just talking about it, you see blacks starting to organize and galvanize and says, okay, let's go to Park Avenue because, hey, they make their – Steve Bisciotti had this town hall. The fans let their voices be heard. Well, we're going to go to Park Avenue and we're going to let our voices be heard because no matter where Colin Kaepernick goes, there's going to be a fan base that's going to be ticked off. If he went to Miami, the Cuban fan base would be ticked off because of Fidel Castro. If he goes to Baltimore, that's where the national anthem was penned. So they're going to be mad. He can't play in New York because of 9/11. He can't go to Pennsylvania because Flight 93 went down in Pennsylvania. So there's always going to be somewhere that's an NFL fan base that's going to be ticked off because everybody, there's a segment that loves the flag and love the national anthem, even though they took out stanza 2 of the national anthem, but we don't want to talk about that. That's neither here nor there. But I'm glad to see it because blacks do go to games. Blacks do buy product. Black players, 70% of them, represent the product that's on the field. But you got 100% of the product that's in ownership. And that's the thing. The owners, and that, look, yeah, you want your fans to be happy. You want the sponsors to be happy. But I've never heard, because all those fans and sponsors that spoke out against Greg Hardy, what did Jerry Jones do anyway? Signed them. All those fans and even the radio station in Cincinnati said, we don't want Joe Mixon. Mr. Brown, he signed him. So when it comes down to it, the owners are going to do the decision at the end of the day. They're going to do what they want to do. So if they really wanted to sign Colin Kaepernick, and I know you want to make sure your fan base is excited and happy, they're going to do what they want to do, Skip. They say when something is something that you see that isn't right, you stand up for it. Well, Colin Kaepernick took a different approach. He nailed for it. But the old saying goes, hey, the nails that's the highest gets hammered first. So who did it first, Skip? Who was the first one to be seen? That's who we make the example out of.
I'm with everything both of you just said. I believe in nonviolent protest, and it sounds like this is going to be, I hope it's well organized and well staged because I think it can have impact, and I think it's only a start. I'm going to say what I said yesterday. Obviously, there's this huge cultural divide between black people and white people. You believe, and I also believe in the message that he was sending, and I think it had powerful national impact. A lot of white people clearly did not believe in the way he sent the message. So there's this gap because then they close their eyes and ears to the message because they feel like it's anti-American to disrespect the flag. So that's where we are. And yet, you've also made this point, there could be some owners who just want to send a message, shut up and stay in your lane. You know, try to quell any future protests by another black player, whatever. That may be operating, but there's one way to stop this because In Seattle, Colin Kaepernick was needed, and the locker room stood up and wanted to embrace him. I think similarly in Baltimore, he is needed, and the locker room seemed to stand up, maybe not as vociferously as Seattle's, but I think they were ready to embrace Colin Kaepernick. He would have fit in their culture with their veteran leadership. And yet, in both cases, at the last second, for sort of inexplicable reasons, unless we go deeper, both franchises said no to Colin Kaepernick. So that's when I wanted, and you said maybe this is just too far, you're asking too much, but I wanted the black players in both locker rooms to stand up and boycott and say, we obviously need him, we want him, and until you sign him, we're just not going to play. 70% African American in the National Football League. Stand up. I think you are the game. You could do that.
Can I ask you a question, Skip? And this is for everybody. If he had taken a knee, if he was gay and taken a knee, would he be vilified like he is now? If he had taken a knee because the veterans and the high suicide rate and the treatment that they get once they come back, would he be vilified like he is now? I believe not. I don't believe he would have.
No, I don't disagree with that. I think what NFL players should understand is the power that they have. And unfortunately, I've said this before, we saw what happened to Donald Sterling, who had his team taken away from him like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Players said, hey, we're not going to continue the playoffs. What did Adam Silver do?
Yep.
Wow, it's funny how things got fixed really quick, didn't it?
But see, here's the thing. The difference is that in basketball, the biggest and brightest stars are African Americans. When you get LeBron James and you get Kevin Durant and you get D. Wade and you get Russell Westbrook and you get all these guys that hold up and they coming out with the I Can't Breathe t-shirts and you get the Clippers themselves throwing their uniforms in the center, huddling up and taking off those uniforms and throwing them in the center. That's a whole different.
I get you, but the numbers in the NFL are so huge, and it's not because there's no organization. The players' union is so weak, and that's the problem with the NFL. They should be moving mountains with that league, with the money that's involved, with the popularity that's involved, and the sheer numbers, but you don't have anybody to lead. It's okay if Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers aren't in. If they're not in, it's okay.
Right.
The rest of the league is black.
I agree.
The rest of the league is black.